Hello.
Is this Shirley?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Shirley. My name's Jennifer. I'm a volunteer with Emergency Support Services here in Kamloops. I'm just wondering if you have a few minutes and we can chat about how we can support you today.
I sure do, Jen.
Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to start out. I'm just going to ask you a bunch of information, name, phone number, address, and then we'll talk about some of the ways we can provide support for you today, and then we'll get you set up with whatever supports you need.
Okay, that sounds great.
And you've got a chunk of time right now. It might take us a little while to do this.
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
Okay, and so what was your last name?
Steel, S-T-E-E-L?
Steel. No E on the end?
No.
Okay, and your first name?
Shirley.
Perfect. And Shirley, what's your birth date?
September 16, 1950.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So the Ministry of Emergency Management and Climate Readiness will collect your personal information for the purpose of providing you with emergency services in accordance with Section 26C of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. Should you have any questions about the collection, use, or disclosure of personal information, you can contact the ESS call center manager or you can mail. I've got the toll-free number if you need that. By submitting your email address, you authorize the Ministry of Emergency Management and Climate Readiness to communicate with you about your registration and to invite you to provide feedback about your experience. By submitting the forms that we're going to be doing today over the phone, you confirm the information you have supplied is true and complete and consent to the verification of information provided regarding this application or subsequently provided application.
Okay.
So, do you consent to sharing registration status? Now, concerned friends or family may inquire about your household because of this emergency event. I'm going to ask you, do you consent to have your registration status shared with those who may ask about your household's well-being? But I do want to mention to you that we don't ever give out your information if someone is looking for you. We would simply take their name and number and we would provide that to you and that would be your choice. So do you consent that we would be able to share that information within our organization?
Yes, for sure.
Great, thank you. Now, Shirley, do you go by Shirley or do you have another name you go by?
No, Shirley's good.
Okay, and do you have a middle initial?
H.
All right, and do you identify as female, male, or?
Female.
Okay, great. Now, is your primary residence in British Columbia?
Yes.
Okay, and what is your physical address that you live at?
It is number 123. The address is 321 Oriole Road, Kamloops.
That's in Kamloops, okay. And do you know your postal code there?
Yes, I do. It's V2C 0J5.
Great. Is your mailing address the same as your primary residence?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Now, as far as contact information, do you authorize the Ministry of Emergency Management and Climate Readiness and your local emergency program to communicate with you by email and or phone regarding your current situation, your current registration?
Yes, I do.
Great. Your email number and email address your telephone number and email address will only be used to contact you about your current registration for this emergency event. It's strongly encouraged to provide your telephone number or email address as a point of contact so your local emergency support services team can easily support you. Do you want to provide a phone number?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
It is 250-525-6603.
Perfect. Thank you. And an email address? Nope, you don't have an email address?
Not right now. No, I don't actually. So
Okay.
sorry, I was a little mistaken there. Sorry, no, I don't.
No worries. I know there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So you will be asked security questions, potentially, from emergency support services responders in the future. This would just confirm your identity to gain access to your account. So we just need to create some security questions for you. I have some to choose from here that we have to choose from. So just stop me when you hear a question that you think you might have an answer to. So I've got, what was the name of your first pet?
That would be a good one.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
We can do that one. And what would be the answer to that one?
Sparky. Sparky.
Okay, perfect. Now we need to choose another one. I've got, what was your first car's make and model?
That would be a Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, all right
There you
then. And if you think you might forget some of these answers, it is a good idea to write them down just so that you don't forget.
Right.
Okay, here's some other choices. I've got, where was your first job? What is your favorite children's book? In what city or town was your mother born? What is your favorite movie? What is your oldest sibling's middle name? What month and day is your anniversary?
So I'm sorry, Jen, but you asking for more?
Yeah, we have to do three security questions.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so go with where my mom was born.
Sure.
It was Dundee, Scotland.
Okay, how do you spell Dundee?
Dundee.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we've got those three security questions,
Okay.
and just write them down if you think you
Okay.
might forget. All right, so we've got your profile made up, and we saw your ID. Do you have insurance to cover your immediate needs?
I'm not really sure. My daughter usually handles that stuff. I think we do have insurance, but maybe not. She's not with me right now.
Okay, so why don't we cover you for a couple of days here, and then you can get that figured out. So maybe talk to your daughter and ask her to get in touch with your insurance agency if you can't locate the forms. Also, I do have the number here for the Insurance Bureau of Canada, and you're able to contact them as well. Did you want that phone number?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Okay, so it's 1-844
One.
227 5422.
Okay, Jen, got that. Thank you.
Good. And if you do think you have insurance, it's strongly recommended to keep a record of all receipts and invoices if your immediate needs might be covered by your insurance provider.
Okay.
Do you have any household members, including dependents, that live at the same residence as you?
Yes, I do. I have a dog named Ducky.
Okay, let's start with the humans first. Is that okay?
Right, my daughter lives with me.
Okay. And what's her first name?
Brooklyn.
Okay. And last name? Is it the same as you?
Yes, the same as me.
Okay.
Steele.
Great. And does she have a middle initial?
B.
B. Okay. And what's her date of birth?
October the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
2000.
2000. Gotcha.
Sorry, I forgot how old she was then.
That's okay. That happens. And do you know her phone number?
She does not have her own phone.
Okay. No worries. Okay. And you mentioned that you have pets.
Yes, I do.
And Ducky, you said, was that a cat or a dog?
Ducky's the dog.
Okay. We got one dog.
And then I have a cat called Sherman.
Okay.
And they're with the SBCA right now.
Oh, good.
Thank goodness they were able to let Ducky stay there, but Sherman is too scared to stay there. So he's sitting with me right now.
Oh, okay. And he's okay with you at the moment?
Yes, he is.
Great. Okay, so let's talk about some of your needs while you're evacuated. I'm wondering, do you need any assistance with shelter while you're evacuated?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so we've got a couple options here. I can either provide you with a shelter allowance and then you're able to go and find your own option, or I can look at providing a referral to a shelter such as a hotel. Which one would you prefer?
Wow. Maybe suggest me someplace. You've probably got better ideas than I do.
Okay, so if you're not able to stay with friends or family, then let's look at a hotel accommodation
Yep,
for you.
that sounds good.
All right. And do you need assistance with food while you're evacuated?
Yes, I will. Yep.
Okay. And how about clothing? Were you guys able to get away with clothing for the next little while?
Yes, I was, but just my daughter. I didn't really have time to get myself organized, so I will at this point. Yes.
Okay. And then how about incidentals?
Yes, I'm sure I will. Yes, for
Okay,
sure.
so that's like shampoo and
Correct.
conditioner and all
Yeah,
that stuff. Great. All right. So now we have to do one more security type of thing. This is a security word that I'll need you to come up with. It's to ensure emergency support services responders, such as myself, can verbally verify your identity with your registration. So I'm going to ask that you provide me with a memorable security word that is over 6 characters in length. It can have numbers and letters, but no special characters. So are you able to think of one word, and you can certainly jot this down so that you're able to remember it at a later date. Do you have some sort of special word that you think you can easily remember?
How about Scotland?
Great. I can put Scotland in there. All right, so we've got you set up and there. Now we can take a look at what supports we can provide for you. ESS responders, at this point, you would ask the evacuee if you can call them back, which will give you a moment or two to use the hotel booking portal and hopefully secure her a room that hopefully has accommodation for her cat as well. And then once you've got that secured, you can give the evacuee a phone call back to make sure that it works for her. So I've got you set up at the Roadway Inn and Suites. That's at 1200 Rogers Way.
Okay.
And we've got you set up there for 2 nights. And they have said that they are able to take the cat, and they have waived the pet fee.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so even though the referral you're going to see ends at, I believe, 4 o'clock, you're going to need to follow the checkout time as per the hotel policy.
Okay.
Great, so we've got you there, and now let's take a look at food. We can get to referral. Now, would you like to eat at one restaurant the whole time you're evacuated, or would you prefer going grocery shopping for yourself?
I think grocery is more preferable for me.
All right, we can do that. And that's for you and your daughter. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll be making a referral for you for $90. And now we just need to decide. Now, are you going to be doing the shopping or your daughter?
Probably together, I would imagine we'll do it together.
Okay. I have to put just one name in there, so I'll just put it for you.
Good, yeah.
As long as you'll be there. And now we just need to choose a location for where you'll do your shopping. I've got Save on Foods. I've got, Superstore is near your location. Would you like to do Superstore?
So where did you say I was staying?
At the Roadway Inn up at 1200 Rogers Way.
Isn't there Rexall Drugs close by there?
Yes, but we're looking at your food voucher right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So I'm going to make you a voucher for $90. You'll want to pay attention to the end date and end time on the referral. And you'll need to make sure that you do your shopping within that time frame. And that means, you've completed your shopping, meaning you've gone through the register by that time. That is the time frame that the voucher is valid for, and they won't accept it after that. And it will only be food items specifically. And then the other thing I want to mention to you is that there won't be any cash back from that. So you'll need to think ahead perhaps for the next couple days and do all of the shopping on that one referral for $90.
Okay.
Great. Now let's take a look at some incidentals. So that's the personal hygiene items that we were talking about. So let's take a look at where you might want to purchase those from.
Okay, so there's a Rexall Drugs. It's quite near the hotel.
Right. Let me take a look and see if that's on our supplier list.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we don't have Rexall. I can take a look at some other options.
Okay.
I've got Save on Foods, or did you want Superstore as well?
What about Shoppers?
Let me take a look and see if Shoppers is on my supplier list. Yes, it looks like I've got Shoppers Drug Mart here. The nearest one to your hotel would be in Sahali. How does that work for you?
Okay, that's good.
Great. And what type of items? You don't have to give me a complete list, but what type of items shall I put?
Basically shampoo, deodorant.
And did you need pet food, or were you okay for pet food?
We're okay right now.
Okay. So we'll go with personal hygiene items.
Correct, yeah.
Thank you. And that was for you and your daughter?
Correct.
Okay, I can do that for $100. And whose name would you like on there for the purchasing?
Mine as well.
All right, I can do that. And we said Shoppers. And Shoppers at 1210 Summit Drive. Great, so we've got your hotel in there, we've got a food referral, and now the incidentals. Let's take a look at clothing. So clothing and incidentals are referrals that we can only give out as a one-time. So whether you're evacuated for 3 days or 10 days, that's something we only give out once. So that's something to keep in mind when you're shopping for your personal hygiene items and when you're shopping for your clothing. You might just want to think ahead a little bit.
Okay.
So you mentioned that, was it you that was able to grab stuff and you just needed clothing for one person?
Yeah, that's good.
Just for yourself? Okay.
Correct.
So $150 is the maximum I can provide for you. Does that work?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we need to decide on a place where you can do your shopping for clothing.
Okay. So we've got Walmart's a good store or Superstore, either one.
Okay, we actually don't have Walmart on our supplier list, unfortunately, but I certainly can do Superstore. And just keep in mind that when you're shopping at Superstore, you've got your voucher for groceries and you've got your voucher for clothing. Those will need to be on two separate bills, so you can kind of keep those separate in your carts. And I would imagine that they will put those through on two different transactions.
Okay.
So we've got your referral here to the Roadway Hotel, and we've got a referral for groceries to Superstore. We've also got your incidentals for Shoppers Drug Mart in Sahali, and a clothing referral as well for the Real Canadian Superstore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time to put together this package for you. It'll probably take me about 45 minutes. It's 3 o'clock now. Do you have time today to pick it up?
Yes, we can make time to come and get it.
Wonderful.
Sure.
How does a window between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock work for you?
Sounds great.
Okay, so I'll put the envelope in your name then.
Okay.
Will it be you that's picking it up?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll put your name down for a pickup between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. That's here at the reception center.
Right.
You were here earlier today. Just bear in mind that the person that will be giving you your envelope will ask to see ID, so we make sure we're handing it out to the right person. And at that time, if you have any questions about your referrals, you can ask anyone in a blue shirt downstairs, and they'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Great.
Did you have any other questions before I let you go?
No, Jen, I think that's a lot for me to absorb, but I think I remembered everything. Thank you so much, Jen.
You are welcome. I hope things get better for you. Take care.
Yeah. Bye-bye now.
Bye.